and welcome to Hobbit 5 Episode 6. I'm Rebecca Platt. H5 is a web series with a new episode each Friday that wraps up the week's key Hobbit production news, courtesy of thewondering.net, all within 5 minutes time. So without any further delay, the clock is ticking, let's get right to it. A strong 6.3 magnitude earthquake rocked the southern New Zealand city of Christchurch on Tuesday, seriously injuring people and damaging buildings throughout the city. Police said that there were reports of more than 70 fatalities. Live video footage showed parts of buildings collapsing into streets, which were strewn with bricks and shattered concrete. Now New Zealand needs your help. Hobbit 5 and thewondering.net are intimately tied to our friends in New Zealand. With the loss of life, injuries, and damage caused by the recent earthquake, we want to do what we can to assist. While you may be thousands of miles away, you can still help. Here is a listing of charitable organizations helping in the recovery efforts. If you can please donate and support them, this would be a wonderful way to help out our good friends in Middle-earth. If you are unable to donate, please send your well wishes and prayers for those affected by this latest tragedy. Entertainment Weekly had a recent interview with actor Aidan Turner, otherwise known as Keeley, in the upcoming The Hobbit. When asked about his pretty impressive beard that he was sporting at the Hobbit press conference last week and whether or not it was for Keeley, Aidan Turner said, "Yeah, it is. I'm growing out the beard. We're giving it a chance, seeing what it looks like. Famously in the books, the dwarves have really long beards, so we're just trying stuff out and seeing what it looks like." We'll keep you up to date on his beard, and let us know what you think about the potential dwarf costumes and makeup. Do you think that they should go with the more natural beards? What about prosthetics? In an exclusive, Ringer spy Mr. Anderson shares photos from Miramar, New Zealand. These are exclusive pictures of the Hobbit sets being built. If you look closely at some of the pictures, you'll notice that the architecture seems to resemble that of Moria. I'm sure we can all draw our own conclusions, but could this be a flash-forward sequence for Moria? Maybe we're getting a sneak peek into the Lonely Mountain, or maybe it has nothing to do with dwarves at all. Let us know what you think by commenting below. You know I love reading your comments. Next up in our character studies is Bombur. Bombur is one of the 12 dwarfs to accompany Thorin Oakenshield and Bilbo to the Lonely Mountain. He was one of the last 4 dwarves to arrive at Bag End with Gandalf. Unfortunately, he tumbled through the door when it was opened and landed on top of Thorin. Because of Bombur's size, he was the first threatened to be eaten by the spiders of Mirkwood, often the last in line, and was constantly hungry. However, it was Bombur and his cousin Bifur who angered the trolls when they fought like mad before finally being captured. Bombur also helped carry Bilbo on his back in the dark tunnels of the Misty Mountains while being pursued by goblins. Bombur's lowest point during the quest was when he inadvertently fell into the Enchanted River. He instantly fell into a deep sleep, forcing the other dwarves to carry him through the murky forest. Bombur survived the Battle of 5 Armies, and years later, it was reported by Glowin that Bombur was so fat that he could not move himself from his couch to his chair, and it took 6 young dwarfs to lift him. And as you might guess, Bombur's name means tubby. In his own words, Bombur said, "I'm always last and I don't like it. It's somebody else's turn today." The role of Bombur will be played by Stephen Hunter. Unwittingly cast as the clown from an early age, Stephen is at home with comedy roles and has developed a great sense of comic timing from his many years on stage. This has resulted in him being cast in dozens of comedic roles with TVC. Stephen is also a very strong dramatic actor, scoring leading guest roles in many TV dramas. He's a Tolkien fan with a talent for comedy. So what better Hobbit role could there be for Stephen Hunter than food-loving, clumsy, and lovable Bombur? TheWondering.net recently had the good fortune of catching up with Stephen to ask him about his first reactions to being cast in The Hobbit. The Hobbit is my first job in fantasy, Stephen explained. In fact, this is my first big-budget film. In most of the TV commercials I've done, I've been the comic relief. I'm only assuming that with Bombur, there may be some comedy. Being cast in The Hobbit is really exciting and really an honor. I auditioned for the original Lord of the Rings way back when I signed with my agent in New Zealand. When I saw the films, I thought, man, I so want to do The Hobbit. I'm just going to throw everything I've got into it. If I don't come out the other end absolutely exhausted, then I haven't done my job. We wish you all the best with this role, Stephen. I'm sure it's going to be great. That's it for this installment of Hobbit 5. I'm Rebecca Platt, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned here each Friday, and please subscribe so you'll never miss an episode. Until next time. and welcome to Hobbit 5 episode.
Excuse me. Guys, did I forget to do my makeup? Can you give me my wig, too?